Welcome guys, in other video. I hope you all are doing awesome. Today we talk about the Fox and the Stork, a full epic tale. Chapter 1. The Mischievous Fox of Willowbrook Forest. In the heart of Willowbrook Forest, where sunlight dripped through the leaves like honey and the wind carried stories from tree to tree, lived a fox named Fenton. Fenton wasn't an ordinary fox. He was clever, witty, and had a sly grin that made the other animals raise an eyebrow every time he walked by. Fenton loved two things: his own cleverness and playing tricks. He prided himself on being the smartest animal in the forest. Whether it was slipping away with a squirrel's forgotten nut stash, or swapping berries from the hedgehog's baskets just for a laugh, he always found a way to amuse himself. Most animals had learned to take Fenton's tricks lightly. After all, he never truly meant harm, but he also never truly thought about how others felt. In his mind, the world was a big playground, and everyone was simply part of his jokes. One breezy spring morning, while Fenton lounged lazily on a sun-warmed rock, glowing orange for glistening in the daylight, he noticed someone unfamiliar walking by the willow trees near the riverbank. Long legs, elegant wings, a beak like polished ivory. A stork. She moved with a grace the forest wasn't used to. Chapter 2. The Arrival of Celine the Stork. Her name was Celine. She had traveled across lakes, plains, and miles of sky before stopping in Willowbrook Forest for a season of rest. Her long journey had been tiring, and she looked forward to peace, friendly company, and calm surroundings. While she dipped her long beak into the river to catch a fish, Fenton strolled over, tail swaying. Well, who do we have here?" he said with a smirk. Celine lifted her head politely. "Good morning. I'm Celine, a traveler. I've stopped here for a short stay. And you are?" "Fenton," he said proudly, "the cleverest fox in all of Willowbrook." Celine laughed lightly. "Oh, and what makes you so certain?" "Oh, you'll hear about me from everyone," Fenton said. "I'm unforgettable." Celine smiled. "Well, it's nice to meet you, Fenton." When she spoke, she did so gently, with a calmness that felt like cool river water flowing over stones. Fenton found her interesting. She wasn't scared of him, nor overly impressed. She was simply kind. It caught him off guard, and suddenly he had an idea. Chapter 3. The Invitation. "Celine," Fenton said with grand flair, "as a welcome to Willowbrook, how about you join me for dinner tomorrow evening? I'll prepare a meal you'll never forget." "Oh, that's very kind of you," she replied. "I would be honored." Fenton grinned secretly. This would be fun. He imagined her trying to eat from a shallow plate with that long beak of hers, dipping and poking and failing miserably. He chuckled to himself. This would be one of his best tricks yet. "Great," he said brightly. "I'll see you tomorrow." Celine bowed her long neck in thanks. "Until tomorrow." And with that, she took flight, her wings spreading in a sweeping arc of white feathers. Fenton watched her go, already giggling about his upcoming prank. Chapter 4. Preparations and Expectations. The next day, news spread among the animals. Fenton invited the new stork for dinner? That fox must be planning something. Poor stork. She seems so nice. The hedgehog family whispered about it while gathering mushrooms. A pair of rabbits shook their heads knowingly. Even the old tortoise muttered, "He'll learn something eventually, one way or another." But Celine didn't know Fenton's reputation. She only knew him as a friendly host. All day, Fenton prepared his prank. He cooked a delicious-smelling vegetable soup, thick, fragrant, seasoned with herbs from the forest. It was warm, hearty, and completely impossible for a stork to drink from a flat plate. He poured it into wide, shallow dishes that barely rose an inch above the ground. "Perfect," he said to himself. Meanwhile, Celine spent her day preparing a small gift. A set of river reeds woven into a graceful pattern, as a thank you gesture. Chapter 5. The Dinner Disaster. Evening arrived. The sky was washed in orange and pink, and fireflies flickered like tiny lanterns. Celine walked to Fenton's den, her long steps slow but elegant. Fenton greeted her with exaggerated hospitality. "Welcome, welcome. Gourmetin. Dinner is served." Celine smiled warmly. "Thank you, Fenton. The forest seems so peaceful at this hour." "Oh yes," he said proudly. "Perfect for a good meal." Celine placed her woven reed gift on the ground. "I made this for you. A small token of appreciation. Fenton blinked, momentarily taken aback. He hadn't expected a gift. "Oh, a thanks," he muttered, then quickly regained his smirking confidence. "Come on, have a seat." They sat. Fenton slid a plate toward her. A shallow, barely full plate of soup. Celine paused. She understood immediately, but instead of showing frustration, she simply smiled. Fenton waited eagerly for the show. "Well, dig in." Celine lowered her long beak. She tried dipping it sideways, twisting her head, lowering her neck. Nothing worked. Her beak simply couldn't sip from such a shallow dish. Meanwhile, Fenton slurped loudly, enjoying every second. Delicious. "Oh, you're not eating much." "Not hungry," he teased. Celine answered quietly. "It appears the plate is not designed for someone like me." "Oh, really?" he said, pretending innocence. She nodded. "Yes, but it's all right. It's still a lovely evening." Fenton grinned triumphantly. At the end of dinner, Celine thanked him sincerely and left. "No anger. No complaint. Just calm dignity." Fenton shrugged. That went perfectly. But little did he know, something was about to change. Chapter 6. The invitation returned. The following morning, Celine visited Fenton with a gentle smile. "Fenton," she said, "I wanted to return your kindness. Would you join me for dinner tomorrow? I would love to prepare something special for you." Fenton's ears perked. "Oh, a meal from a stork? That should be interesting." "Yes," she said softly. "Very." He didn't catch the note in her voice. Instead, he accepted instantly. "Of course. I'll be there." She nodded. "I look forward to it." But as she flew away, her eyes held a wisdom that Fenton didn't yet understand. Chapter 7. Celine's Kitchen. Celine worked all day gathering ingredients from the riverbanks and meadows. Fresh fish, fragrant herbs, wild rice, and mushrooms. She cooked slowly, carefully. She seasoned with love, respect, and hospitality. Everything Fenton had not offered her. Then she prepared her serving jars. Tall, narrow, with long necks. Perfect for her beak. Impossible for Fenton's snout. But unlike Fenton, she had no desire to humiliate him. Her intention was simple. To teach him gently that kindness cannot exist without understanding. Chapter 8. Fenton's turn to struggle. When evening came, Fenton arrived full of swagger. "Smells amazing," he said, tail wagging. "Let me guess, fish stew or something?" Celine nodded. "Yes, one of my favorites." They sat at a small stone table by the river. Fireflies danced, and the water shimmered under the moon. Celine placed a tall jar in front of him. Fenton blinked. "Oh, what is this?" "Dinner," she said politely. She dipped her long beak into the slender jar, lifting it gracefully with ease. Fenton tried to do the same. He pushed his snout into the jar. It didn't fit. He tried tilting the jar. Nothing came out. He tried licking the rim. No luck. Celine watched silently. Finally, Fenton's face reddened with embarrassment. Celine gently spoke. "Fenton, I wanted you to understand how I felt yesterday." He looked down. She continued softly. "You invited me as a guest, but didn't think about my needs. Hospitality is not about the food, it's about respect. Understanding. Care." Fenton swallowed, guilt hitting him like a stone in water. "I didn't think about it that way," he admitted. "I just thought it would be funny." Celine smiled kindly. "Sometimes, jokes hurt others when we don't intend them to, when we don't consider their perspective." He nodded slowly. "You're right, and now I know how it feels." Celine tipped the jar toward him. "Don't worry, I prepared something for you too." She brought out a small plate, filled with berries and roasted nuts, perfect for him. Fenton's ears perked up. "You still made me a meal?" "Of course," she said. "Teaching and kindness can sit at the same table." His chest warmed. No one had ever shown him grace like this. Chapter 9. Fenton changes. From that day forward, something shifted inside the mischievous fox. He didn't stop being clever. That was who he was. But he started being thoughtful. He stopped playing tricks that hurt others. He learned to give as much as he received. And he invited Celine again. this time with tall jars and plates so both could enjoy the meal. The forest animals noticed the change. "Fenton seems nicer lately," the rabbit said. "More considerate," whispered the hedgehogs. The tortoise chuckled. "Told you. He'd learn." And Celine? She stayed in Willowbrook longer than planned, becoming one of the most respected and loved members of the forest community. Chapter 10: The Moral. In the glow of many shared meals, laughter, and new understanding, Fenton finally spoke the words he had learned deep in his heart. "If you want kindness," he said, "you must give kindness. If you want respect," Celine added, "you must offer respect. And if you want friendship," they both finished, "you must be a friend." The forest nodded in agreement. Treat others how you wish to be treated. That was the golden rule then, and remains so today.